Hi, it's Lucy here, and today I'm wanting to use up some of my older 6x6 pattern paper pads. Some of these you might even have in your stash, and maybe you want to use up some of your papers too. You can absolutely use whatever papers you have on hand, and I'll be showing how I created over 60 cards and matching envelopes using just these older papers and a beautiful new set of PET stickers. This is all about sharing ideas and inspiration, so feel free to adapt it to whatever you have in your stash. And of course, I'll have the stickers and anything else that's new linked in the description below in case you want to check them out. But you can absolutely use any sentiments you already have in your stash, but I like to print my own using different fonts and colours, so I have a nice variety ready to go. And I print them onto 300 GSM cardstock to make sure they're sturdy enough to use on their own without needing extra backing. And to cut them out, I usually reach for my craft knife and ruler. It gives me the most control. I slice along each line of text, but I stop just before the ends of the paper. And that way the sheet stays intact and it's a lot easier to manage while I'm cutting. Plus it keeps things neat until I've used up more of the sentiments. And if you also print your sentiments like this, another option is to cut down the left hand side of the sheet once you've sliced all the lines. That way each row is separated and easier to grab as you need them. You can even go a step further and trim off the narrow blank strips between the text lines so you're left with just the sentiment strips ready to use. It really comes down to what works best for you. Alright, let's get started with a really simple but effective card design that's ideal for using up pattern papers. I'll be using one of the PET stickers for this card, and they're going to be the star of the show. You might also find images or rectangular prints in your paper pads that work just as well, but these sticker packs are such great value. They're only $1.54 US or $2.40 Australian on sale right now. I'll pop the sticker onto some white cardstock first, then cut around it to give it a white border and also more stability. And for the card front, I'm covering it with some green paper. I add double-sided tape straight onto the card base, then press the paper down and trim off any overhanging edges. Make sure that you keep those because we're going to use them too. My card base is 14.8 by 10.5 centimeters, so I've cut my floral layer about half a centimeter smaller to leave a nice green border around the edge. I'll use double-sided tape to add all of the papers today. And next I'm adding the sticker image right to the center of the card front. It really stands out against the floral background. And I love using up every bit of paper, so I'm taking the leftover strips and putting them to good use. The thinner strip goes inside the card along the bottom edge just for a bit of decoration. And then I'll use the wider leftover strip to dress up the envelope. I place it just under the flap fold on the inside, line it up neatly, and use a small piece of double-sided tape to secure it. It's such a simple touch, but it really ties everything together and gives you a beautiful matching envelope to go with your handmade card, and really it's just a scrap piece otherwise. A nice little touch when you're using printed sentiments, whether you've made them yourself or cut them from pattern papers, is to use a corner punch to round the edges. It softens the look and gives a more finished feel. You can even match the look by rounding the corners of your card base or background layers too, which I haven't done today. It's a simple step, but it really pulls the design together and would look great. If you don't have a corner punch, you can just leave the sentiment strip edges straight and stick them right onto your card. And here's an example, and I think it still looks great this way. It can be tricky knowing where to place your sentiment, so take a moment to move it around the card before sticking it down. It's not always best to put it where there's the least going on. Sometimes it looks better layering over the image. And next I'm using a beautiful piece of printed vellum as my background. Thank you so much, Rosie, for sending this and the other goodies. That was really thoughtful. I'm adding just one strip of double-sided tape to the center to hold it in place. And this vellum is nice and thick, so it stays flat, but if yours is thinner, you might need to secure the edges too. I'm also mounting my image on some recycled thick cardboard to give it extra height. And if you've got lots of plain vellum in your stash, try stamping on it to create your own pattern background, maybe with coloured inks or even just black would look great. The vellum looks beautiful inside the envelope too, and you can't see the double-sided tape piece that I've used. You can keep these cards really simple too. Just pop the image onto a white card at an angle, add a sentiment, and you're done. And as I mentioned before, you can use any images that you might have at home, whether it be stickers or pattern paper of some sort. Just your main focal piece can look really nice with just a plain white background. If your scraps are bigger than 6x6, you can add more to your envelope like I've done here too. Coloured cardstock also makes a great base if you've got lots of it. I think this burnt orange really complements the image without stealing the focus. It's a beautiful autumn scene, isn't it? I think it's perfect for any adult. And of course, a single layer of pattern paper works beautifully too, and this is probably the main type that I've done today, which I'm going to show you so many different versions of. It's such a quick and easy way to use up whatever papers you have on hand. I really love how this music print pairs with the Eiffel Tower Paris image. Don't you think they're a great match together? And while I show you all the finished cards and envelopes, I just wanted to mention I'm hanging on to all the PET sticker backings. They're perfect for shaker cards, window panes behind die cuts, or even for adding ink or watercolor effects to paper. I've got a few fun ideas in mind, so I'm planning a second video all about using up the sticker packaging on these ones. And I might even show you what I mean with the inks and watercolors then too. And these first cards were made with scraps that weren't quite big enough to create matching envelopes. I think all these kinds of cards are perfect if you're making to sell at markets or donate to charity. They're quick, simple, and such a great way to use up old papers and supplies, don't you think? And if you're interested in the PET stickers I've used, they're from Journal Say and super affordable. Just $1.42 US, $2.22 Australian, €1.28, $1.98 Canadian, or £1 and 7p each. You can also get the full set of 6 packs like I have for $8.36 US, $13.11 Australian, €7.53. I don't know how to say these, some of them. $11.68 Canadian, or £6.34p. And each pack has different images, so that's 60 different designs in total. And that means you could create 60 different cards, which works out to just around 14 cents US per sticker. And to me, these stickers are like little pieces of art. They really make the cards come alive, and it was such a great way to use up so many of the papers that I've got just hanging around here that I don't use very often. So just keep in mind that prices may fluctuate slightly though with the exchange rates, and don't forget to use my discount code for an even better deal. I'll speak more on that in a moment. And on the Journal Say website, you can change the currency using the drop-down menu at the top right. This will help you understand the prices in your own currency while you shop. And there's plenty of different currencies there, not just the ones I've mentioned. And after shopping, it's best to switch back to the US dollars to make sure that your total qualifies for the free shipping, free international shipping on orders over 29 US dollars. They do ship everywhere. I also have an 8% discount code for you, and even better, it works on sale items too. So just enter Lucy Patrick, all one word, at checkout. And Journal Say are also having a huge 4th anniversary sale right now, running until the end of June, with up to 74% off and a free gift with your order. I hope you've been loving looking at these cards. And if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like, and hopefully you'll subscribe if you're not already, and share it with your crafty friends. It really helps my channel. And if you decide to shop at Journal Say, don't forget to use my code LucyPatrick to get the 8% off. It's a great way for you to save, and as a bonus, I also receive a small commission at no extra cost to you. It's a lovely way to support my channel while grabbing a great deal for yourself. And you can also support me through PayPal, my Buy Me a Coffee page, or by using the Super Thanks button here on YouTube. Every bit of support helps and means so much, and you can find all these details in the description box below. A big thank you to Synergific for supporting my channel again this week, and to everyone who's made a purchase through my links. I truly appreciate it. And to open the description box, just click the little arrow or more button under the video. You'll see this pop up on screen here. And that's where you'll find all the links, discount codes and shipping information and everything else that you need to know about this video. I hope these card ideas have inspired you to dive into your stash and create something fun. Let me know in the comments if you're feeling inspired to use up some of your older papers. I'd love to hear what you're planning to make or who you're planning to make them for. And you can probably tell how much I loved making these. As soon as I received these stickers, I just couldn't stop until I'd created something with every last one of them. It was crazy. Or I'm crazy, I'm just not sure. I'm actually going on a cruise in a couple of weeks, and I've made some of these as thank you cards for the staff who will be looking after us. I thought the cruise scene images and even the European scenery would be especially fitting. Plus the designs feel quite neutral, so they'll work well for anyone regardless of gender. I think it's a lovely way for us card makers to give a little thank you and include a tip at the end of the holiday. Do you do this too? And just to let you all know, the last Journal Say voucher winner has come forward, so there's no need for a redraw, but hopefully I'll have another giveaway in the near future. Thank you again to Journal Say for their generosity. I ended up creating a couple of cards using the last of another Journal Say sticker pack that I'd already mostly used up. They had more of a suburban vibe to them. And it's been fun finding ways to use papers I honestly didn't think I'd ever reach for, like ones with shell or starfish patterns, but they actually work so well here since only a bit of the pattern shows. It just adds a subtle touch of interest to the background. Do you have a favourite background style out of the ones I've used, like polka dots, stripes, more solid colours, or the subtle, soft patterns? I'd love to know. When I was matching up backgrounds with the images, I usually looked for a common colour in both, and I was actually amazed at how well some of the rainbow striped backgrounds worked with the images. They really pulled everything together beautifully because they had so many similar colours. I used a couple of washi tape Japanese inspired images too, and a suburban street style PET stickers. I couldn't help but experiment. I will link them both below, as there's also other scenery choices as part of their packs, like Manhattan Park, fireworks scenes, countryside, nighttime. There's so many, and I wish I had them all. Maybe I'll order the rest of them another time if they're still available. And this main set that I'm using today is Paris, Amsterdam, New York Bookstore, Greek Islands, Italy, and Spanish Village. I couldn't pick a favourite pack. I loved them all. I know a few of you often ask about the sentiments that I print. I actually create them myself in a Word document. I'm hoping to put together a video on that in the coming months, so keep an eye out if that's something you're interested in. I have so many tips and tricks. All the fonts I use come from Creative Fabrica, and I'll leave a link to their site along with a couple of my favourite fonts in the description box below. They even have some free ones as well. And this one still needs a sentiment. It's one of the suburban style stickers, not from the main set. And these scenes would be perfect for new home congratulations cards, which is what I'll probably add on this one. I did place one of the stickers a little awkwardly. There's a slight overlap line, but it really doesn't show much at all. If that happens to you, just try to smooth it out as best you can and it'll still look great. Here's one of the sticker packs. They're so gorgeous, and I'll be using all of them in an upcoming video, maybe even the back of the packaging too. I hope you'll come back and watch that one. But that's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like more inspiration and ideas, click on this video thumbnail link, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Happy crafting and bye for now.